The NFL just robbed the Buffalo Bills in a Pro Bowl battle of epic proportions between two fullbacks, and ultimately the nod went to the guy who has played just over half as many games as this Buffalo Bills player we're going to talk about today, and it is just yet another testament to how silly, how disgraceful the Pro Bowl games are, the way they are run right now, and how unserious the Pro Bowl is as an entire concept when it comes to the NFL. And I know this video might be a little bit of, a homer video for us Bills fans here, but hey, that's probably why you're following the channel. So we're going to talk a lot about one Bills offensive player who did not make the Pro Bowl today, despite being well overqualified to make it, and a huge reason why the Bills have been so successful this year. And I'm going to tell you exactly why this guy has made the Bills so successful, just despite not having the stats to back it up. Well, I'm Josh Schreiber here for Bills Digest, and we are getting close to Christmas, getting close to a really happy holiday season, so hope you guys are enjoying that one. But we've got another video for you today. Before we get started, though, a reminder: about 85% of you guys watching this video are not yet subscribed. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button as we chase down 2,000 followers as soon as possible. Maybe we can get to 1,900 by the end of the year. So without further ado, let's dive into this video. And this is the reason I wanted to talk about this. The Pro Bowl rosters were announced, or at least the starters were announced. Obviously, we will have reserves as guys opt out and make the Super Bowl and all that sort of jazz. But the two fullbacks elected to the Pro Bowl for the NFC was Kyle Juszczyk, and for the AFC, making his 6th Pro Bowl appearance, it is Patrick Ricard, who is certainly a very good fullback. He's very strong. Absolutely, a very good player, a very good fullback, no doubt about it. With that being said, this season, Pat Ricard played just 9 games on a Baltimore Ravens team that failed to meet any expectations that anyone who follows football had for them. And a lot of it stemmed from the offense. The defense was certainly bad, but Pat Ricard really did not have all that special of a season. And a lot of this is really just because of the name that he has. If he had not made 5 Pro Bowls prior to this Pro Bowl games, there is just no chance. No chance on earth that Pat Ricard makes the Pro Bowl. Instead, he does, snubbing our guy, Reggie Gilliam, who has really been the hero, the unsung hero of this Buffalo Bills offense that has really struggled in the passing game when Josh Allen has not been able to put on the Superman cape. And he has made this ground game into the very best in all of the NFL. And it's not like I'm just saying that. The numbers back it up as well. And here they are. James Cook, entering Week 17, is the NFL's leading rusher over Jonathan Taylor, who had been getting MVP hype. He was supposed to be, a shoo-in for Offensive Player of the Year. And then all of a sudden, James Cook has surpassed him in rushing yards. And he's absolutely torched the rest of the competition. If you look at it, it's really a two-man race between Cook and Taylor Achane, 250 yards behind James Cook. So not really even close in that regard. James Cook has been phenomenal, and the underlying metrics prove it as well. James Cook has 869 yards before contact, over 100 yards more than any other running back. And you cannot talk about James Cook's success without the asterisk saying, well, we've got to give some credit to the offensive line, and more importantly, maybe more importantly, or as importantly, we have to give credit to Reggie Gilliam, who has been the best fullback in the NFL this season. And not just that, he has been a stud on special teams as well. The fact, Hansel put it best, the fact that he's not a Pro Bowler is an indictment on the event. There's so many snubs every single year that are just mind-boggling that you can't even comprehend how the NFL could even make the decision to make whatever their controversial decision was on that given year. To me, it's Reggie Gilliam this season, and I'll show you some of the stats that back that up, as we'll see the snap counts here for Reggie Gilliam. You see he played in 15 games, 22% of offensive snaps, which, not going to shock you, but certainly a career high for him. That has been the biggest difference by far between this year and last year when it comes to how successful the ground game has been, because it has been so much better this year than it was last year. Also, the number that really catches my eye, the special teams. He is playing 76% of special teams downs, which essentially all the kick returns, a lot of the punt returns, that sort of thing. He has helped this kick return game be the very best in the NFL. As many of you guys know, Ray Davis has been the best kick returner in all of the NFL. He has more yards per kick return than any other player in the entire league. And Reggie Gilliam is certainly a huge reason why, because he is one of those main blockers on that special teams unit that has been absolutely dominant. Now, you look at a guy like Pat Ricard, and we'll find his snap count here, and here it is. So certainly a longer career, but you see this number on the bottom, 37% snap count, which is the lowest he has had since 2018, when he was not even a full-time fullback. He was actually came into the league as a defensive tackle. They moved him to fullback over time, and he certainly found his role there. No hate to him. He has been really, really solid. But he is not contributing on special teams really at all. And on offense, 37% of snaps, but fewer snaps than Reggie Gilliam. And he has played 6 fewer games at only 9 games this season. So just absolutely ridiculous. It felt like the NFL was just like, you know what? We don't care about the fullbacks. They don't have a real part in the Pro Bowl games anyways. Let's just give it to Ricard because he's the guy who is, trying to make a Hall of Fame career. Who cares? Give Reggie Gilliam his flowers where he deserves it, because he absolutely deserves them. And the fact that they were so lazy to give it to a guy who has played just over half the season is totally embarrassing. And as I'm sure you can imagine, Bills Mafia is really speaking up for their fullback, Reggie Gilliam, who he's made it clear all season long his goal is to make the Pro Bowl. He's been garnering for himself, as he should, because fullbacks do not get the praise they deserve. But it's got some significant people in Bills Twitter talking. This is Sal Capaccio, a huge media personality in Buffalo, runs the WGR radio show broadcaster, and he said, for what Gilliam has meant for the Bills, the top rushing offense in all of the NFL being passed over for a guy who played 9 games is ridiculous. And he goes on to say that he's not a guy that cares for these sorts of things, but it's ridiculous to not give Gilliam the recognition he rightfully deserves. And Greg Vorse said a similar thing. He said, one fullback has blocked for the NFL's leading rusher and 2 players in the top 5 in rushing touchdowns, when you include Josh Allen. That's Reggie Gilliam. He was beaten by a guy who played 9 games for a team that did not make the playoffs, for a team that not only didn't make the playoffs, they were supposed to be very good and one of the highest powered offenses in the NFL. And I know you can make the argument, well, Lamar Jackson was hurt, that changed things. This is not an offense that was very good with Lamar Jackson either. So they had the great game against the Bills, although a lot of teams have been having great offensive games against the Bills. And outside of that, they have been really disappointing on offense and on defense, for that matter. So Pat Ricard, there's no argument for why Pat Ricard should be a Pro Bowler this year. But let me know in the comments, guys, Did Reggie Gilliam get snubbed? I have to think that most of you guys are going to say yes, but let me know in the comments anyways. Subscribe to the video right here. We'll see you next time here on Bills Digest.